Imagine living thousands of years ago and finding this in the middle of nature. A large round thing hanging from a tree. Dozens, maybe hundreds of tiny flying creatures circling around it, as if they were protecting something. They have stingers, they defend their colony, and you have no protective clothing, no mask, no beekeeping equipment. But we know something that completely changes this scene. We know there is honey inside, but our ancestors did not know that. So how did humans discover that facing all those bees was worth it? And after discovering it, how did they get the honey? The first part of this story has a surprising answer. We simply do not know. There is no record of the first human who tasted honey. There is also no evidence showing exactly how that first discovery happened. But there is one important possibility. Our ancestors did not have to discover every food by blindly tasting it. They watched nature. Animals could reveal where food was. Birds could return to the same food again and again. Small mammals could do the same. Other animals could lead humans toward food that could provide a clue. And something similar may have happened with honey. Humans may have watched other animals searching for beehives or eating honey and honeycomb. This does not prove how the first human discovered honey, but it shows one way our ancestors could learn about unknown foods without simply putting everything into their mouths. And there is a reason we do not know exactly what happened. Honey is extremely difficult to find in the archaeological record after thousands of years. But the bees left another clue. Beeswax contains a chemical signature. That signature can survive inside ancient pottery. Scientists found beeswax residue in Neolithic vessels across Europe, across the Near East, and across North Africa. Some of those traces date back to at least the 7th millennium BC. That means humans were already using bee products more than 8,000 years ago, across an enormous area. But there is even more impressive evidence in Spain. There is a famous cave painting. It is associated with Cueva de la Araña in Bicor. It is approximately 8,000 years old. It shows a person in a dangerous position, reaching a bee colony while bees fly around them. In ancient Egypt, evidence from around 4,500 years ago already shows beekeepers working with horizontal human-made hives. At that point, everything had changed. Humans no longer had to find a colony hidden in a tree or on a cliff. They could keep bees in their own structures and harvest their honey. And that is what makes the history of honey so interesting. We have the paintings, we have chemical traces of beeswax, we have images of people climbing, we have evidence of tools, and later, we have clear evidence of beekeeping. But one part of the story disappeared, the first chapter. We do not know who first looked at a bee colony and realized there was food inside. We do not know who tasted honey first, and we do not know exactly how that knowledge began. But we know that thousands of years ago, our ancestors already considered the reward valuable enough to climb toward wild hives and face the bees protecting them. So the next time you open a jar of honey, think about this. Today you twist a lid. Thousands of years ago, someone had to find a wild bee colony, reach it, and remove the honeycomb. And all of this happened because at some lost point in human history, someone discovered that what thousands of bees were protecting was worth the risk.